Hello everyone, this is Ivan and today we're gonna continue talking about the Git. Today we're gonna talk about branches and make a pull request. Ready? Let's go. So what is a branch? Conceptually, branch is like a parallel timeline. So if you look at this picture, you will see that this is our main branch, and at some point you can start doing the parallel changes to your code. And you might ask, well, why do I even need it if I can just be making changes and pushing them into my main branch? It's a absolutely valid question, and there are multiple reasons why you might want to consider branches. First of all, to keep your main branch commit history tidy, right? You don't really want to see their commits like it's too late on the Friday afternoon and I cannot figure it out, so I'll continue on Monday. Because this will happen eventually in your life, and you don't really want to put commits like that in there. Another reason is there might be conflicts between multiple people in your team who try to push into the same branch. We're going to talk about the conflicts in the future videos, but if you try to push at the same time or close, you'll have conflicts and it's not a fun experience. And third, probably the main reason why I think it's a no-no is because your main branch should have a potentially shippable code at all times. So let's talk about Friday situation once again. If you put half done code in the Friday and your app is not actually working and running, and on Saturday something is happening and you need to release it, a hotfix, you will have to not only deal with fixing the issue to ship your code, but also reverting your half done change, because this change might be breaking the whole flow. That's not fun, and you don't really want to do that. So what to do with it? The simple solution is just to use a branch per piece of work. There are different branching strategies, and don't worry about it right now, but one of the simple ones is called feature branches. So for every feature you do, you create a branch. Now let's actually put this theory to practice, and let's actually do a few commands and see how we go. So let's start by checking if we have any branches, right? So command to do that is git branch. So as you can see, I only have one branch, and it's a main branch, which I'm on. So there's another command. So this command shows me the branches on my local machine. There's another command to see if there are any remote branches, and this is git branch -r. So you can see that origin also only have one branch, which is main, and head, which is a pointer to the current commit, points to this branch. So nothing really interesting. And let's talk about this scenario, which will be a little bit artificial, but it will happen in your real life. Let's look at our files in our repo, right? So we have two files, and one of them is readme. So we worked on it before, and as you can see, there is a big typo in here. There's missing space and missing new line. So what I want to do is I want to fix this issue, and I want to create a new branch for it, for this change. So how to do it? So let's start with a simple command, which is git branch. And I'm gonna give this branch a new name, which, let's say, fix issue with readme. Okay, so if I run the git branch command again, what you expect to see is, you're right, we have, oh, if I can type, we have now created the branch, but we still not on this branch. We still on the main branch. So question is, how do we switch our local git to point to this branch? And the command for that is checkout. So if we check out this branch and run the git branch again, you can see that now we are on this branch and not on the main one. There is a way also to do it in one command, and this is git checkout -b and then branch name. I'm not going to do it right now. Reminder that you always in git, you can always look for --help to read about the command. And if you read about the checkout, for example, you will see that it tells you that yes, you will be able to create and check it out at the same time. So now let's do the git branch again. Have a look in branch, of course. So what just happened? Let's look at the picture and try to visualize of what just happened. So here's an example of our remote timeline and our local timeline, right? We are on this commit right now. What happened is we created a branch from here. That's our current state. We are here at this point right now. So remote branch doesn't know about it at all. We haven't made any commits yet. We just checked it out. So we on this. So let's do the changes to the README and see, and we'll do the drawing in parallel to explain what's happening. So I'm gonna use the Nano editor to edit the README. So first of all, I'm gonna add the space, right? Because as I said, there's a mistake because space is missing. So if we do the clear and if we do git status, we will see that README has been modified. If we do git diff, we'll see that what I did, I added a space. So let's commit it. Oh, I forgot to add the file. So let's add the file, check the git status again. File has been added to staging. Let's do the commit. When we do the commit, we say add space fix typo. Something like that. Oh, that's PC. Oops. It's good enough. And I will tell you why it's good enough later. You'll see that when we do the PR. It's not that big of a deal if you make a mistake. So now we are, what happened now is that we have made a commit here. So we are here now. Remote doesn't know about that at all yet. We can let's actually push so we have a remote aware of our changes, and if our computer bursts into the flames right now, it's not gonna ruin all our day by losing this important piece of work, which is adding a space to the README. So let's do git push, and of course it's gonna complain that there's no remote. We already covered that. So we're gonna take this command to set the upstream branch. So it's not gonna work. It's gonna ask me for my password. Okay, so what happened is we have told the remote that, oh, there is a branch and there is a commit. And you can see that GitHub actually is smart enough to figure out that there is a new branch exists now. Okay, so what we're gonna do next is we're gonna fix another issue with README. Let's clear the screen so it's not cloggy, and let's fix another issue, which is a new line, as you remember, right? Because now the space is actually not required, and I think that's and maybe the dot at the end, right? So now our README is perfect, it's beautiful. And if we look at git diff, we can see, yes, we have changed our README. Let's add this file. Let's commit. and I'll say make readme even more beautiful, because it's now almost perfect. And I'm gonna push. Oops, I forgot my password. All right, so what happened now, let's draw it again. And what happened is we have just added a new commit into this parallel timeline, and we pushed, and we let remote know that this just happened. So let's talk about pull request now. Before we do the pull request, actually, I want to enable something in the settings of the repo, which is the branch protection rules. So I'm going to show you how to do it, how to reach it. So if you go into the settings and into the branches, this is where your branch protection rules live. We're going to create a simple rule to protect our main branch. You remember that we discussed that it's not a good idea to just push into the main branch. So we're going to create a rule that will forbid pushing into this main branch, right? So I'm going to say main branch, and I'm going to say require a pull request before merging. And I'm going to say require approvals, one approval. So this pull request just shouldn't be just a pull request. Someone has to look at it and say, yeah, it makes sense. Let's actually merge it into a master. And I'm also going to tick this include administrator box, because a lot of the time administrators might abuse their power and just do it, which is not good. So it's a good practice to make them follow the same rules. Can I ask me for the password? Okay, so now I have a branch protection rule. And if we go back here, I'm gonna show you how this okay, so if we do checkout main, whoa, interesting, and we try to say echo blah into the readme, and if we try to say git add readme, git commit, and if I try to push, it should not let me to push into the main branch. You see, it's telling me that you shall not pass, which is good. This is what we expected. So we can switch back to our branch. Okay, so we have this, and we can say git check out this branch, and we're gonna say clear so you can not be overwhelmed. So we know that the rule exists. We know that we can only put our changes to the main branch by making a pull request. Now let's do the pull request. So if you navigate to the UI, you can see that you can make a pull request, and pull request is checking that are there any conflicts with the main branch. There's none. So, and it's asking you to provide a title and a description. So why it's important? So pull requests are not for you. Pull requests are for your team, and maybe for the history of the repo, right? Because you will be tracking what's going on. So same rule as for the commits, clean explanation of what's going on, because think about the other person who's going to read it and they need to make sense of it. They might have no context of your work and they need to approve it. And to approve it, they need to understand what is it your work doing. So I'm going to say fix issue with README formatting. And maybe something like that. And maybe say how we tested it. We say testing something like that. We did proofread it, if I can spell. and we can create a pull request. So try to give as much explanation as you can. So there's the people who look at it, they will not suffer. Think about them. Okay, let's create it. And we have an open pull request. Let me actually make a browser a little bit bigger. And it says that you need at least one review, and I cannot review it by myself, I think, because I'm the administrator. So I just basically put myself in a very hard situation because I cannot do anything. So I have to put use my another GitHub account to actually approve my pull request. Okay, I managed to do it. So just to show you how to do it, I'm gonna show you here. You go into the files changed and you see the big green call to action button says review changes, and you can say, I totally accept that and it makes sense, and you'll be able to select approve. The problem is that I cannot approve because I'm the author, which makes sense. So if we go back, we can see that I have acquired the approval and it looks good. So now we are able to merge this pull request. One important thing I wanted to show you that you don't just merge, you squash and merge. Why it's important? Again, I mentioned that the history of the main branch is important, and because you made a few typos in our commit messages, you don't really want to bring these commit messages into your main branch history. So squash gonna like squeeze them into one commit, and you can just have like a one commit for the whole. You will convert the branch history from maybe 20 or how many commits you had into one. Let's say adds new feature or adds formatting to readme. So let's do it. And you see that it says fix issue with readme formatting, and it actually lists all of the commits that were in. So if you want, you can leave them and you can fix your typos, or you can just delete them because it's not that important. So this means that this is pull request number 1, actually. So let's do it. Okay, so what happened if we go back to the picture, right? What happened? We have created this line saying, hey, do you want to pull? Do you want to pull me into the main? Because we cannot push because there are protection rules, right? So we need to say it's a main branch decision to pull the changes in. This is why it's called pull request. And we did actually completed it and we squashed. So if you will look at the commit history, right? These two commits are going to be having another commit message saying la 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 la, and it's going to be this one. That's what squash means. Another little detail which I want to cover is that after you merge, it's usually a good idea to also delete the branch because you need to tidy the branches up. So let's actually click this button and see what's going to happen. Okay, so this branch is deleted, and what if we look at the picture, what's happened is this. This branch is gone. Let's verify this on our I'm gonna pull just to get updates from remote, and I'm gonna say git branch if I can spell. Okay, so this is still the same. If I do remote branches, this is still the same. So the branch is not deleted. At least my computer doesn't know that the branch is not deleted. So how about we git checkout main and do the pull again. Let's clear the screen. Let's do git pull. Remember, the pull is this. So you pull the information from there. Oh, it doesn't like it. Oh, because I made changes to the main. Okay, I see. I'll have to fix it. So the issue was that I have, in trying to demonstrate how you cannot, the branch is protected, I have created another commit, and this commit was having a diff with the main branch, and of course it's conflicted. So I just deleted this commit, and if I show you git status again, so let's look at the list of branches. So my local repo thinks that remote has those branches. The reason for that is that because when I pull or when I fetch, let's look at it. When I pull and get the information, by default, I don't remove the branches. So there is a command to do that, which is prune. And what it's going to do is going to actually remove my local branches. You see, it's checking that this has been deleted. And if I run it again, it's now gone. So let's look at our local branch. So our local branch still exists because yes, we know that it has been deleted from remote, and we just updated our repo to know that it has been deleted, right? But local one still exists, and we need to remove it manually. So how to do it is pretty obvious, -d. And then you say which branch you want to delete. And of course I cannot spell. And it says -D, okay? Because we know it's merged, and we know that we don't need it anymore. So clear. Let's check again. We only have one branch. Let's check remote. We only have that. So what we just did is we actually cleaned this as well. And that is it. So a summary. We don't want to push to main, and it's important to do the pull request process. Create a branch per feature, put your work there, and then squash it when you merge back. Using tools to visualize it or using the UI might help you, but almost everything is possible to do with command line. That's it for today. Hopefully this was educational and you learned something. Let me know in the comments if you have any concerns or something was not right, and see you next time. Bye.